But I'll tell you that South Africa is hosting the Africa Energy Sector Inward Buying and Investment Mission in Cape Town, a second leg mission with over 40 delegates from 10 African countries coming together to explore South Africa's energy capabilities and project opportunities across the continent. The mission also aligns with the operational phase of the African Continental Free Trade Area, facilitating new export opportunities and intra-African trade. The Inward Buying Mission is a forum designed to exchange energy-related information and expertise across African nations and partners, promoting sustainable energy development throughout the continent. And now to discuss this further, I'm being joined by the General Manager, Research Brand South Africa, Lefentse Nokaneng. Thank you so much for joining us, Lefentse. It's nice to have you on the news.
Good evening to you and your viewers at home.
What are the key sectors and industries in Africa that require a just transition to actually reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote sustainable development?
Look, energy is the lifeblood of any economy. And as such, most sectors would benefit from renewables. Electricity generation, we've already mentioned, telecoms, the infrastructure sector in terms of, decarbonized infrastructure development. At the very same time, also transport and logistics. Those are some of the sectors, you can even go as far as healthcare and even the education sector.
Quite a lot of potential there, I must say. But then how can investors now support the development of renewable energy sources? We're talking about solar, wind power, and the likes in Africa.
Look, to transition, it requires a lot of money. So the first one would be that for them to invest, But the second one is really around investors coming in and working hand in hand with local governments in terms of, one, capacity building, but at the very same time also assisting local entrepreneurs in terms of making their projects bankable for them.
Now, you said that it would involve a lot of money, and that would mean that investors would need to come and put their money into this particular initiative. But then for investors, what are the opportunities? What are the gains? When we look at energy efficiency, energy storage solutions for African countries, what are the gains for the investors and for these African countries?
Well, you're mentioning battery energy storing solutions.
Yes.
Anyone who knows renewables would know that obviously they tend to be unstable, and incorporating battery energy storage solutions would actually give grid stability, but at the very same time also ensure that you've got a reliable energy supply during peak periods. So for investors, it means an opportunity for them to get returns in an environment where this sector is still in its nascency.
Finally, before I let you go, all right, noted. Now, how can a low-carbon economy, of course, as we have seen in some parts of the world in Africa, promote sustainable development and even reduce poverty on the continent?
I think it is the road towards a low-carbon economy, which is replete with opportunities around job creation, to that around skills development and capacity building in the local economy. I think to pivot around those three, that presents quite immense opportunities for our communities and for our countries.
All right. Finally, before I let you go, Lefentse, we see that a couple of these world powers that have actually made pledges towards reducing carbon emission in the country have not redeemed their pledges. They seem to be reluctant, but then we still see that African countries bear the brunt of the aftershocks, of the aftermaths of climate change. Now, why is it that it seems as though these monies are not coming in? Because you talked about investment a while ago, and these monies or these funds will be needed if of course, the need to drive the action against climate change and to move away from fossil fuel and transition to renewable energy. What are the challenges there, and how can we make a difference?
COP28, this is one of the most contentious issues, to say the commitments that have been made to Africa they're still not forthcoming. And I assume that, obviously later on in the year when, again, we go to COP, it will still remain quite a serious, contentious issue. It boils down to saying to, the developed world, it's not just about, a talk shop. You really have to put your money where your mouth is. So, again, it will be incumbent on Africa to work collectively in putting more pressure to these nations in terms of them actually delivering on the commitments that they made at COP28.
All right, Lefentse, and then thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate that.